All right, we are back at it. Today, we're going to go ahead and do a new brand. And we've got a brand that a customer submitted that we're going to work on today. It's called the French Cookie Guys. And we're going to go from idea or the rough concept to brand identity, an upgraded brand identity in about 45 minutes. So to do that, we're going to use the mood board method. We're going to use Nano Banana Pro. And let's see what AI can do to help us give this brand a bit of an upgrade, a fresh look, and see how we can start to use AI to bring the vision to life and create marketing content and really, have some fun with AI and see what it can do for this brand. How's
Yeah,
that sound, Steffi?
it sounds amazing. So, hi everyone. So, this brand has already a brand, we're just elevating them or supporting them.
Mm-hmm.
How,
Yeah, basically, they have a it's a rebrand, and so they have a cookie brand. They've been finalizing packaging. This was earlier this year. I got this request from the French Cookie Guys, so not sure where they're at now. Maybe they're already a few steps ahead of this, but getting the packaging, go-to-market strategy. They're leveraging AI for branding to create a distinct market presence. So that's where we're at. We have some details about the brand already. This document is a combination of what they requested, plus I just grabbed some details from their website. So just some
amazing.
basic info about the brand.
Amazing. We got John in the house. Mood board family. Let us know where you are, where you're tuning in from. We're in Austin, Texas. Yay.
All right,
Wait,
we're gonna have some
wait,
fun.
can you show that grid again? Just because my brain works.
Yeah, we're gonna go through this process so you can see. We've done it for a couple brands now. You can watch the previous videos. YouTube is the best place to go watch all these. We did the clothing brand Flow, and that one turned out really cool. The last one was this beverage drink called Date Pop that's sweetened with dates, and the concept
Ooh.
turned out really cool with that one.
Oh man. I gotta watch the replay on that
And
one.
yeah, the process we go through, I'll break this down in a second, but it's a few steps. And this is what we're going to try to get through in about 45 minutes today, using AI to get the vibe, get the visual concept, get the written description of how the brand should look going forward. Then we start to build out the brand layers that you can create mock-ups of what that's going to look like. And then we won't have time for this, but the next step I go through is basically like getting your foundation in place. So you can start to build this out, getting all these assets together, the ideas together, and then you start to actually build out everything.
And also, the slide design system is in the Brand Builder Club, correct?
Yes, and there's a lot there that we'll explore
Yeah,
down
Andrew
the
will talk
road.
about that soon because that is key. That is key to success there.
That's my little like secret hack that I use to make all my
Mhm.
basically to create all of this, all my thumbnails, graphics for my website, sales funnels. That's how I do it. So once I have a foundation in place for a brand, I actually use Google Slides to build out everything, which I'm very unique in that sense, but we're not going to get into that today. We're going to get into the core ideas, which I want to just refresh real quick because making a visual brand identity is a big first step, and it's a huge step for many people, especially if you have new ideas and you're trying to get it out of your head and make it real. But to actually win in today's world, there's three things you have to do. And just having a nice brand is not going to do it for you, right? So if you actually get into the game of building your brand, there's three things that matter: marketing, messaging, and monetization. Or an easier way to understand it is attracting more leads, converting more sales, and delivering more value, ideally at scale. And that means finding better ways to solve the problem for your customer or give them the results that they want with less work and stress and effort on your end. The more you can do that, the more you can spend your time on marketing and sales, right? So the whole thing here is to try to streamline every piece of this and elevate so that you are a top performer, a leading brand in each of these three categories. Now, when you look into the details, and we're not going to go deep into this today, but it comes down to a lot of content creation, a lot of sales funnel design, a lot of marketing, and then putting it all together. Having a foundation is going to make this much easier for you. And where people get stuck is you kind of have that vision, that that's generally what you need to do. But when you try to do it, it gets really hard, especially if you're building a whole new brand or updating a brand from scratch. So you don't want to get stuck in this like back and forth with a designer or endless research. You want to get in the game, and you got to start to rise above and become a top 10% leader in your industry, because that's where all of the opportunity goes, all the sales, all the customers. You have to position yourself as an authority brand. And that means getting those three things figured out, right? Marketing, messaging, monetization. If you're doing well in all three of those, you're going to rise up to be a top leader in your space.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And really everyone else is kind of fighting over the scraps. So life gets much easier for these top brands. You attract the best clients with way less effort. You command the highest prices without pushback, and you can grow faster because your system helps you scale.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we're going to solve part of this today is with the mood board method. It's a process that I developed over many years of doing this, but especially this year with the improvements in AI, especially the visual image models. You can leverage AI to go through this whole process really fast. And then when you get into the game of actually making the content and doing the stuff that will help you build your brand and make money, you have a solid foundation in place. So let's do it. What do you say?
I'm ready for some cookies. Let's go.
Woo, some cookie time. All right. I'm gonna get just going here. So keep up. Keep me informed on any questions coming in.
Yeah, we love engagement. We love you guys commenting, asking questions. If something comes up, I will interrupt Andrew in his flow, or
Yep.
We'll make it happen.
We didn't really promote this ahead of time, so we don't expect a lot of live audience. But if you're watching the replay, you can comment down below as well, and we will keep an eye on the comments even after we are done with this recording.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Go ahead.
So let's do it. So we're going to start with the brand vibe report. What I'm going to do here is use this prompt. All these are over at moodboardmethod.com. I'm going to drop that in, and I'm going to take the info about the brand. Now we are rebranding. So normally I'd probably pull from some of the content from the brand. But right now I'm not. I want to just see what it comes up with. And what this prompt will do is give me two options: one detailed report, or what I like to do is type in two, and it will give me three unique variations. So I'm just going to give it that feedback. I want three different vibes. And what that means is I have the AI write up a concept of like how the brand can look and feel, but it's going to give you three very different directions so you can quickly see which one works best for your needs. What I'm going to do next is pull up a few tabs, and we are going to create three different mood boards based on the different angles that we get. So the silicone soulmate, that's pretty funny. It's picking up some of the about info from the page. So let me go ahead and go here, get the mood board generator prompt. And this one, I'm going to copy this, paste it in. Now I'm going to paste in this first angle. And what I'm going to do now, since they do have a logo, I'm going to drop the logo in so it has a starting point, because I don't think they want to change the logo since they're already kind of moving with that packaging and they have a product. So I'm going to keep that, just assuming they want to keep that logo, and we're going to see what it builds around that. I'm also at this stage, I'm going to grab that info that I have about the brand, because I think that will be useful. Let's pop it in here.
And welcome to all the new people that joined. Andrew's rebranding the French cookie guys. Say hi in the comments.
Yeah, let's drop in all this. So I'm putting in a lot of information. We're going to let this run. I'm just going real fast here. I'm going to drop in angle number 2, and I'm going to grab that prompt again. So I'm just using straight up inside Gemini. A combination of the prompt, which has a huge description of like what I'm trying to create here. Then I'm going to put in some basic details about the brand, which I basically just grabbed from their website and the request that they gave me. Finally, I'm going to drop in the angle here, which is describing the overall direction we want to go with. I would assume since we're dropping in the same details about the brand and the logo. Oh, I didn't put the logo in this one. So we'll see what happens. It's probably going to be very different. This one, I did put the logo. So let's run that.
Would you say like the angles, the UVP?
Kind of. This is actually, I'm having it come up with a feel, a certain like overall feel and main like sales. But yeah, it's a unique value proposition. But it's more about the energy and the feel you're trying to portray with your brand, and what's going to be like that thing that resonates with your audience or it kind of sticks in their brain. And obviously you can try and experiment many different angles in your marketing, but it does help to have one core like vibe that you're going with, that you're known for. So we have a few that came out of the information I gave it. Curators of connection. That's actually very powerful. I think that might be my favorite. So I kind of want to redo this one again, but with the accurate. Great. But this is the logo and colors we want to use. And let's go with sans serif fonts. I think that they go with sans serif. Let me take a look. Yeah, there's no serif, which means the little like dingly things at the end of all the letters. There's really two types of main fonts, serif and sans serif. And a little bit more modern, clean typography is sans serif. The old days in the newspapers, they would do the serif, like you're seeing here, because it was easier to read on print. Sans serif font.
I like that fun fact.
Fun fact for you. But this was kind of the direction I thought maybe like the connection side of it is interesting. So I'm curious. Let's see this one. Okay, much more of that red, white, and blue. This is way more. I mean, I guess France and USA kind of have that, which it's interesting because they're in San Fran now. I'm going to download each of these and just take a look. So we're seeing some visuals. I gave it some feedback, and that's actually pretty cool. Slow down, connect, and share a story over authentic. The sweetest pause of your day. All right, that feels pretty cool. I kind of like that direction. So it's a combination. The vibe is a combination of the messaging and the look and feel of it. So I'd have to read through, like engineered, a little bit more technical. Maybe they're picking up like Silicon Valley, unapologetic purist, so much more of the craft. And we could weave some of these together, but most branding agencies kind of like try to look at different angles, and then you can pull pieces of them. Like if you really get in the weeds of it, see if there's something that you like that you want to kind of incorporate, because all of these are part of their story. The challenge is like, how do you weave it together in a way that doesn't confuse your audience?
I do really like that one. It's very luxury.
A little more luxury. Yeah. A bit of a change from what they currently have.
Yeah, the brand feels very playful, very fun, very approachable, if that's what they want to go for. But I do like the one on the left. It does feel a little bit luxe. Oh, that one. Yeah, more luxe.
Yeah, energy. This has got that artisan feel, right? Which I think if we combined the connection, the artisanal French bakery, it's a bit more premium color palette. But I think the imagery here is really powerful. This kind of moody photography. I like that a lot. And then even the mock-ups here already to me just looks like really nice. So comparing that to over here, which is a bit more of what they have, and actually it's kind of fun to compare because all I did was gave it the logo. Now maybe the AI has some other information where it looked things up and kind of, I don't think they're a huge brand yet, so I don't think it did a bunch of research on them or knows much about them, but pretty interesting how similar. I mean, obviously with the logo color palette, it's going to look similar, but yeah.
I had a cute beret and I got rid of it recently, so I decided to wear my little conductor hat in homage.
And let me make us a little bit smaller so it's easier to see the screen. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I mean, I think if we're rebranding, this I think might have been part of the rebrand. So we're just taking it to a whole new level, and let's try to weave in a little bit more of the artisan premium feel, and maybe mixing those together. We could try that. This is where you can kind of blend things in the chat interface. So if we tell it over here, actually maybe on this one, I'll give it this one.
And we have a question from John that I feel like is a good segue of what we're doing right now. He says, I love everything about the mood board. What do you think the great practices would be to use brands that already have logos and brand messages and get great results?
You could, in the early stage, in the actual vibe stage, you could tell it some of the brands. And actually, I think I have some of that in here. The questions we ask are like, is there any direction of like brands you want to emulate or look like, or marketing concepts that are out there already that you like? And at any stage of this process, you can upload that into the AI and tell it that information. You could take screenshots of things, and that would definitely like kind of tell the AI more what you want. Sometimes I like to start though with a little bit more broad and see, just have the AI kind of do its own research for you. And you can do it that way, and kind of how I'm doing it now, like, and then maybe weave things together later. Or if you already have a pretty clear direction, you could at least drop that in and have the AI study what you want before it does either the vibe or the actual image generation.
I can already see the commercial, like a violin and happy people smiling, eating the biscuits.
While, let's see, still maintaining.
I have a production background, people, so I used to work in commercials and infomercials. So that's kind of how I see things.
Moody artisan feel. So I'm going to see if a bit of this. You can get mixed results with this. And I gave it the logo. So it's interesting. It didn't really play off of that. Do we have it? Did it incorporate it anywhere in here? It was probably like, nah, we're not using that. It's not fitting.
They're like, no.
Yeah, the AI didn't even really pull that at all, which is funny.
I really like this. This direction feels very, very luxe.
Yeah, it struggled with that. So sometimes it struggles to
find a combo.
Yeah, I just didn't really do anything. No, more like the first one with some hints of this new one. I don't know. I won't waste my time in here because it's where you can get the quick wins are just doing it from scratch. And that's what I find with AI and why I spend a lot of time on prompting is one-shot prompting can often just be way better than tinkering and like going back and forth with it. I try not to waste too much time. In this situation, I would probably write up a new initial prompt and start a new chat and be like, I want this premium look and feel, but I want to weave in a little bit of the connection side of it. Because you can just maybe, that's kind of did it, but yeah. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, cute.
The French guys.
Magnifique.
It tried. It's kind of smashing stuff together. It's good at smashing things together. We'll take a look at it.
I think they upgraded the little icon.
Let's see what's different about it. Yeah, we've got some elements in here like, oh no, that's not the right one. Here we go. Now if you use AI Studio, I'm using just straight up Gemini right now, which anyone can use. AI Studio is another option that would give you a little bit higher resolution. So these are like 1000 pixels ish, maybe 2000 by default. I've seen it kind of fluctuate. With AI Studio, you can get much higher resolution 4K mood boards, which is useful. But let's see what changed here. We got the little bag, the tote. We got it kind of just added that and didn't change much else.
I want that tote.
It's trying to incorporate some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Did anything else change? I mean,
they upgraded the dude a little bit, the little icon.
Did they? Let's see.
It looks a little bit more sharper than. Yeah.
You think so?
To me, it looks a little bit sharper.
It's just kind of see-through, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. They honestly, it just threw in the logo. which I'm going to stick with that. So that'll be our mood board because at least the AI will know what our logo is. So I'll rock with that. It may help inform the AI in the future. Okay, so let's go with that one. Didn't do a great job of blending those, but we have a starting point. So we've now gone through, and I got to watch the time because we got to start moving faster, but this can honestly take a lot of time. And I think we've got a good starting point. It doesn't have to be perfect. The mood board doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want to have a pretty good idea of the direction. So what we can do next is write up the visual brand guidelines. And this is going to analyze everything we have and try to tighten it up into written description of how we want things to look going forward. All right, so let's go ahead and start a new chat. And I'm going to drop in the prompt. I'm going to drop in the visual here, the mood board. I'm going to go grab all this information.
This is so cool.
And I'm also going to grab that angle that we went with, which is actually this one. So we didn't go with the connection one, but I think you're right with a more premium feel. It feels more elevated. So like you'll feel better spending more money on like a more high value, like personalized gift.
Mm-hmm.
So I dropped in the mood board image, dropping in the details about the business, and I'm dropping in the description of the vibe that we use to make that mood board. And what it's going to do now is try to give me written guidelines. It does not do a great job of identifying the exact fonts or color palettes. And one thing I want to look at here is, did it try to put in, okay, good. I didn't do hex codes because I haven't seen it do a great job of hex codes. If we want to actually extract out these colors, you can use a site like coolers.co. They have a tool called Image Picker, and we can upload the image. This is just one of many tools out there that kind of do this, but I like this tool because we can go in and just kind of select.
And it gives you the hex code.
It'll give you all the stuff and like a really professional PDF download. So what I can do is open in the generator, or I can actually probably just do it right here. Let's just export palette. We do PDF. There's page options. You can put in like colors. You can even click a bunch of these things. I'll just click all of them so you can see how
That's such a good hack. I like
crazy it gets. Yeah, this is like, if you're charging people for this, people are like, whoa, super pro, but it's really not that hard to do. Here is the PDF it just made. So you have all these like color palettes, and then you have crazy stuff like the shades, which I don't really bother with this, but I know if you need it, it's nice to have like the shades. This just kind of gets ridiculous. I would never recommend messing with all those options. I try to keep my branding really simple. It even puts like a gradient. This is helpful though. This one here is actually pretty cool because it shows you the combination for like high enough contrast of how your colors can work together with, especially like typography and stuff. And then you can just delete out any of these pages you don't need. What I often do is I'll just take screenshots of this. And this can be handy for training the AI. Like, here's my colors, here is, yeah, that's probably good enough. And either one of these, this first one's probably fine. And I like to get a folder of all this stuff. So I actually use Google Photos to organize this stuff. I'll use Google Drive.
Are you adding this to the third step?
Yeah, this will be in the, oh, whoops, I put these in the wrong one. Let's just move these over. So we're going to get the guidelines. Oh, the vibe. Yeah, let me.
The brand guidelines. That's so cool because you can share that with your team.
Yeah, it's a really valuable PDF. Like, everyone always asks for that. So just getting that done is useful. I can put it in here in over here, actually, all the details. The actual fonts. I also have a prompt in here that will try to identify the fonts. So let's go. It's the new one that I just added. It's the brand font finder. What I can do is After this one, I'll just drop in that prompt. We'll drop in that mood board image. Now, one thing I don't love is it's doing some serif in here, which will probably confuse things. I don't think I want that serif going in there, but maybe a good option. I don't know. I can add that premium feel.
Of course, they're trimming a tree outside our window right now.
Why do they have to do it now? It's not too loud. I don't think they can hear too much.
Okay.
Okay, we've got our written guidelines. So I'm going to copy all this. And what I'm going to do is create a new tab here, and let's just drop in the written guidelines. Let's drop in some of the info. The question right now is how much, I'm going to keep all of it. I'm going to put it all in one tab. I'm going to remove that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take all that out, and I am going to put in the vibe here. So I'm creating a document that has a bunch of written information. So when we get written info and the visual direction, which is the mood board image, now we can do some crazy stuff. All right, so I have this document that has just all that in there. Super helpful to have this handy. And now we have one document with everything. I just updated this. So now we have the written guidelines, right? So it's a Google Doc, easiest way to organize that. And we have our decision down here of a visual direction. And we already have some of the assets coming together. Let's see how I did with the fonts. I feel like a chef, right? We're like in the chef's competitions where they're like running around getting the ingredients.
Opening up the cans.
All right, so it's looking at header fonts. It found 3 that it thinks might be the header. I don't know why it does this different language.
We're chopping the onions right now, Andrew.
Yeah, we're chopping. You're right. We're like getting the ingredients all prepped. Then we just throw it in and let it cook. It's actually a good metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, English. I don't know why it's been defaulting. Okay, let's see. I use Poppins for my brand. This is a cool one, outfit. I could see that kind of being it. It did kind of look like Montserrat to me. So what I could pull up now is like what I'm seeing now. It's definitely not. I think one of the other ones was Montserrat that it did. But you can kind of compare now. So I would look and be like, all right, which one's closer? I like to use Google Fonts. Just makes everything easier for a brand. This one to me is pretty close. You could even type in and kind of see.
Yeah, that's pretty similar.
The Y, that was a big one. So that would be the issue. So that prompt will just kind of generate all this for you. Yeah, I'm not seeing either of those really hitting that one. Let's see what it came up with for the...
If you're building your brands, make sure you use the same font. Andrew gets really mad at me when I change up my fonts with my brand.
Yeah, you really want to try to get like 2 fonts.
And stay consistent with them.
This one, I don't think. What is this one? DM Sands. The Y to me is a big one for this brand with how it is. It's a very like,
oh yeah,
personal feel.
Little tail.
Yeah, and so these are a little bit more techie, kind of the way they're curving at the end. Man Rope may do it. No, they're all trying to get that. And these could all work. Honestly, they're not terrible. But what's this one? I haven't seen this one. This one has a cool look to it. Why is it so big? Okay, let's see. But still can't get that Y right. I think enter might be more what we're looking at.
Oh, yeah. Look at the Y.
Yeah. I think that's probably closer to what we're doing here. I'm curious what they did on their site. They actually have some serif, so I take it back. Maybe we'll rock with that. It's a tough mix because you're trying to do... let's see here. computed. We have font family, Libre, Franklin.
What was that hack that you just did?
Oh, you just right click and inspect, then you have to go and find over here computed, then you're looking for font family. It pulls up like the CSS so you can see kind of what is actually building this out. So if we wanted to just stick with that, I can go find the font and use it. But we'll rock with Inter because I think it's close enough. I don't know how married they are to that particular font. But in this case with AI, we're just doing like mock-ups and stuff at this stage. I just like to get that recorded so we have it for like future when we actually build things out. So that would normally be part of this process. Like what are the fonts we're using? We have the colors. I'm going to just say it's Inter. And you could potentially go into your kit here and like typography. We could say you can go in and manually be like Inter font, right? I'll just say Inter. Inter bold, Inter regular. The AI is not perfect at this yet. Same thing with these hex codes. I could pull this up and be like, here's the actual code. But this is good enough for now, especially in like the mock-up and ideation phase. The AI is not perfect at following hex codes yet. So, but in the future, it might be. So it might be worth doing the extra work. I don't have the prompt itself write that up because the AI is not good at analyzing it. So this is a manual process right now to actually get the exact codes and the fonts yourself. All right, let's have some fun. We've done the hard work now. That was a lot of creative work. But now we have the assets we need to start to take a look at the layers and the mockups. So this is where the layers, I'm looking at a few things. These are like the building blocks of a brand. And that is obviously like logos, fonts and colors, background images, stock photos, accent elements, all these pieces that individually help you pull things together. And then the AI can help you imagine this and then start to actually create these assets.
And then Andrew, we got a question about the assets. Like, what is the best way to design icons with AI?
There's a few ways. Giving it inspiration is useful. So I could just show you right now. Let's take. There's a prompt that I wrote to do this, and it's kind of just like study the brand and then create a grid of icons. So let's just grab this, and I'll just show you what it can do. And I'm going to start a brand new chat. I'm going to drop that in. Now we're going to drop in the mood board image, and we're going to drop in our written details. You don't have to do this, but this new image model is pretty dang smart. So when you give it a bunch of info, it can just do smarter things. So I gave it this whole written description with the vibe, with details about the business and the written guidelines, the visual to go with it, and that prompt that tells it to analyze everything and then create some icons that we can use in all of our marketing. And I just have it do it like as a grid. So we'll see, it's actually going to look here and probably create some of the stuff that's already in there. These kind of like hand-drawn looking icons. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness. That butter is so cute.
So what you can do is take screenshots. I like to do a bunch at first so I don't have to sit here waiting for it to do things. And now I can grab the stuff I like. And then what you can do is go over to, here's a quick.
This for your website.
What's up?
Website, stickers, you could put,
Yeah. So what you could do is take these and you can generate these as high resolution images with a simple prompt like this. Recreate this we'll just say icon or this image, this graphic.
Like if they had a brick and mortar, they could put it on like a coffee mug or something.
What am I saying?
I mean, they don't have to have a brick and mortar to sell.
Oh yeah, you could just make this. I'm gonna take that out. that would be for a logo. So recreate this image exactly the same, but super high res, perfect design image. Like there we go. So something like that has been pretty successful for me. Respect the butter. Let's see if it figures out. It should figure that out. You can just do that for all those. Right now, it's kind of a manual process. Again, I would do that. One thing you could try is mixboard.google.com. It's a part of Google Labs. And I could try a prompt like this where I say, I click on it and then put a prompt in, recreate each icon or each element exactly the same.
And if you guys want to do this, you definitely need to get the mood board. You know, Andrew does not hold back on it. He really does over deliver and gives you so many prompts and assets and the process. And like this alone, making your own like personalized icons for your brand, that's so dang cute.
Super cool.
And so elevated. And you can use it for like so many things.
So let's see. Yeah, I mean, there you go. You have an image at least. I could grab that.
That's cute.
San
Francisco meets Petty.
You could run it through, like, I like Clipping Magic. It's like a random tool, clippingmagic.com. I just pay a few bucks a month and I can just remove the backgrounds. That's just one way. Obviously, there's many tools you can remove backgrounds with nowadays, but and usually in the designers. So if you went to Canva and just, I'll do canva.new, you could drop it in and do the same thing and just remove the background. If you wanted to vectorize that, you could go to gamma.new. Same thing with logos and stuff. If you have a simple design with not too many colors or gradients, you can vectorize these. Since I removed the background already, I can now click on this. This is in Gamma, so it is a paid. But if you do pay for Gamma, where's this little, here we go, this little AI vectorize. So you can actually create like logos and vectors for anything you want from these really rough mockups. That's why I think the power of mockups is really powerful for this creative process, because you can see a bunch of stuff. And like, if you need to use it, just know that you can use AI to kind of extract it out of here and do something with it. So this didn't work. This is an experimental thing, unfortunately. Generate each element as its own image, high-res image. This has worked many times. Maybe it won't today. Let's see here. So yeah, now we have the high res. So you could download that as a scalable. And this is, again, part of that asset generation. So having all this stuff handy, that's why I recommend doing all this kind of tedious stuff. Either hire someone to do it. It's kind of like, it can just be tedious. So at least you have a starting point. If you were to hire someone, be like, I like all this, go through this process. You can give them this video if you want on how to do it. And any VA around the world could go through and pull all this stuff out and then create a folder with all these images, or upload them right into like your branding kit on Canva. But now we have, instead of a raster image, which is, if I enlarge this, you see how it's actually pretty high res, so pretty impressive, but it's going to get pixelated, right? So around the edges, a vector SVG that we just did, you can scale it and put it on the side of a building and it's still going to look good, which I used to work at a sign shop. So we did like 30-foot printouts. And if you had the wrong type of graphic, it was not going to look good, right? So you have to get this stuff right.
We've all seen those billboards where you're like, they didn't use the right vector file.
Yeah, so that is the power of vector, and it is tricky. It's a more complicated type of image file, but nowadays it's easier than ever to just vectorize it and get that handy. Let's see how this did. It is trying. I don't know why I can't move over there. Yeah, it kind of did it. So that's one option. It made each of these.
So cute.
And you could grab that and download it. Yeah, it kind of did it, huh? So it's using Nano Banana. It's supposed to be using the same image model. This is just a different tool, different platform. It can do some crazy stuff over here on Mixboard. And that currently is free from Google. So just create an account, mixboard.google.com. It's going to use Nano Banana, but it is not super reliable. I'm sure it'll get better. I hope so, because it's pretty cool what it does. Like that could be a little icon badge that you use. What is this? Pause for connection. Like that's a cool graphic.
Mm-hmm.
And you could run that back through. So you saw how fast I did that. Like I made some stuff here. You could just run it through and be like, I want it to be, okay, now a new holiday set, right? Holiday themed set. You could also do it over here in Mixboard. You could say, create each, turn each of these elements into, I could type elements into its own image, but make each one a holiday theme. So you could try doing it right here in Mixboard. These are like custom branded now. So
Mm-hmm.
and it understands like the whole visual kind of direction of your brand. So it can actually be really creative and do a lot of fun stuff for you.
Oh, cute. Wow.
Baked with warmth and joy.
Wow. Little Christmas.
Let's see how this one did. Oh, it's actually making each one has its own kit. Whoa. So I just got like 50 different.
Whoops.
So it recreated the entire thing. So I think my prompt wasn't specific enough. And it just actually kind of regenerated it. Yeah. So very buggy. That one's not the best.
Where are we at in the graphic?
I know we're almost at the time. Okay. I'll get in the weeds of stuff. That's the problem with this, is we can go in the weeds. But we have now some of this stuff. Now it's a matter of just playing. So gosh, we may have to do a two-parter with this one because there's so much more I want to get into with this.
Mm-hmm.
But this foundational stuff is often like really tricky. So it's good to talk it out.
Yeah.
All right, let's try a few more things. Any questions coming in that I can address?
No, not yet.
All right, let's try. One of the biggest challenges, actually, this is what this person also asked, was, hey, like, how do I envision like my whole website, my sales funnel? I like to use a prompt that I made to imagine your sales funnel. So the mock-ups now are actually really powerful. So combining all this together, you can actually start to see more ideas for the branding based on what it generates. So I'm going to do a couple here, and we're going to start to like rapid fire this. Let me drop in all of that. Let's drop in. This is where like the next hour of work becomes crazy productive, because you can just generate a bunch of ideas here for even like, how would I pitch this? Like, what can my sales video look like? Let's try this out. I just love this one because it really blows my mind with how smart these image models are. And let's do one more. I'm going to drop in. What could we look at next? Lead magnets, Instagram, social media, I think was a big one that they wanted. Let's do an Instagram feed mock-up. All right. And I'm going to drop this in.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you made any markups and then used them in Gamma for full-on slide decks?
I'm working on a prompt. Okay, let me show you this prompt that's in here.
Wait, don't do it yet. Or are you going to do it? Do it at the end. We promise at the end.
Take a look. Ooh, okay. We're seeing, let's see what we're getting.
Oh, that is
the French joy, receive
amazing.
guide. It's come up with like a sales funnel. What I'm looking for too is like, okay, the colors, the feel. I see like some of the elements. See how it's kind of like putting these things together, like these little gradient effects, the backgrounds, the color combos it's using. I'm looking for that. And this is the inspiration I'm going to look for when I go to design a page. So sometimes when I'm doing a project, I'll have it make 3 or 4 of these to kind of see like, oh, I like how that came together. You can also, if you wanted to make a sales funnel specific to a campaign that you're doing, you could just add in details. I'm doing very general stuff right now, which is helpful in the very early stages, but down the road, you may have a campaign that's a little more targeted, or a product that you're trying to package up and sell. You could do the same thing with just a little bit of extra details. But that's all really really interesting. Let's take a look here at, okay, the sales deck mock-up. How's it trying to sell this? Okay, it's trying to tell the story. I'm actually want to look at this one. Huge challenge. Like, how do I tell our story? How do I pitch my brand to investors, customers? You know, all those challenges come up and you're like, don't even know where to start. Well, why not let AI help you get some ideas? So just one first, result here. Engineered French joy, the problem, the afternoon slump. Okay, it's an interesting problem it's targeting there. The solution, French afternoon snack. Okay. I would probably try another one that was like, I think we're missing that connection side of it, which is like a really unique proposition. So the messaging may be a little bit off. But this is a fast way to test to see if the messaging is right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another fast way to kind of pivot. So if you have a team too, you'd be like, all right, which one of these like directions and styles do we like? It's just a really fast brainstorming exercise. And I will show you this. So we're not, do I have it in here? Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, this is the prompt I'm working on, which is actually in there. If you have the course, you can try
Okay,
this.
was that the question that John had?
Yeah, so what I could do is go into this one, run this prompt, and I'll say use the deck above. It will actually analyze this, and let's just see how it does. I've tried, and we're getting there. You're definitely on the right track with like what's going to happen next. Is could AI just build this whole thing? I haven't got it to work successfully yet. Well, but if you want to get a first draft up, you could drop this into a tool like Gamma or a presentation builder. It will actually write up the description. So your your job is to rebuild the specific assets described below. It has instructions, the visual style, and it describes each of the slides. So I turned that into a description that you could take and drop somewhere else. That to me is one step in the right direction of like, okay, what do I do with this? Well, first thing we want to write up instructions to have AI take this and then go build it. I haven't really been able to achieve like the perfect transfer yet of having AI do it, but you could drop that into Gamma and it will pretty much build out every one of those slides. And then you could at least have the text loaded in. And this prompt also tells it to fill in the gaps. If there's text that doesn't make sense, right? Some of the text won't really sound right. It will fix it over here in this description. So try that out. You can rewind this and go back and see what prompt I did there. We did the sales funnel. What do we have here? We did okay, let's take a look at this. This is cool. Like social media, how do you present your content or your message and package it up in like bite-sized social media posts? Another way of telling the story through visuals, seeing the kind of photography, the messaging, super helpful. And already I do see a big change from what we were seeing before with the type of content they were posting. I know that was a challenge. This is going to give them ideas on a new angle of social media content.
You got some super informative stuff. Cole.
Yeah, we are.
Howdy. And John. Yes, that is a great direction, brother.
Let's go to, yeah, we're on the right track there. So many of these quiz funnels, YouTube thumbnails, testimonial feed. One thing that I think is fun too, that pretty much every brand needs, is a founder photo shoot. And we have a lot of photographer friends and clients. I just think this one's really magical. What you can do is drop all this info into this, plus the mood board. And if you're going to do a photo shoot,
they have some photos of them on the website, right?
They do, yeah. But assuming you didn't yet, or if they want to do another photo shoot, which is always, needed, you can use this prompt. There's one other prompt if it's not photos necessarily, but if it is, where is it? Stock photos, then you could use the stock photo ones. Oh, I want to see the real world. Let me see. That may be useful. Not the real world logo concepts, but real world. This would be good too. Educational posts. In-person events. This one's great. Like you can imagine, like if we're going to do an event or some kind of like stuff, this, like, what do they call them? Not interactions, engagements, but like activations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what would that look like if they were to host something or go sponsor an event?
Oh yeah, promotion. They used to call them like promotion activations.
Look at this. This is funny.
Wow, that's really cool.
So this would be more on the asset side.
They're feeding each other.
Oh man.
Funny.
So
Very
this would go more in the in the assets over here, like all the raw like stock photos and just, but not that one. These are more mock-ups. Here we go. Super helpful for like a photo shoot, like prepping for that.
You can give this to your photographer, and then it also helps you like, okay, what props do I need to bring?
Okay, check this out. If you're going to do some kind of branded events and experiences, this is more on the mock-up side. So like, how do we bring this brand to life?
This is an elevated brand, the French cookie guys.
All right, let's drop that in. Nope. Sometimes it takes a minute to download. The last thing I want to show, I don't think we'll have much time to get into it today. All these other prompts that I have for creating the actual like imagery. So what I want to try is, I wonder what it would do if we did, you could create these like user generated content kind of things, but I wonder if we tried like a really wild looking image. And I haven't played with this a lot yet with a new image model. So I just want to try dropping in a crazy thing like that. Let's drop in, let's just drop in one of these products. Let's do, these are all pretty good photos, but let's just try to do like this one. Let's see here. Okay.
And then let us know if you guys have any questions, anything coming up, put in the chat box, or you can go back to the YouTube video and leave it in the comments.
I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to take that entire, I'm just going to load the AI with all this info, see what it can, and that one image. And this prompt is to do like a creative, take an image and do like a creative, artistic, like marketing image for it. I don't know. I haven't even tried this yet. Haven't had time to test out some of I've tested them out with Nano Banana, the original model, but not the new crazy stuff. So what will it do with that? Okay. That's not what I expected. Well, it just kind of made things up. So not what I was hoping for, but cool, I guess. Way off though. You can see it did not follow. But it kind of give you like maybe packaging ideas. Like that's kind of looks cool. It actually redid the packaging. So all of that could be useful, but not what I wanted. And then also if you're going to create actual assets that you're going to post and you don't want the watermark down there, you can use AI Studio to get 4K resolution without the watermark. So you do the exact same thing in AI Studio, same prompts, same process. It just looks a little bit more complicated. It has a little few extra bells and whistles, but it's going to generate the same thing. And you can just control like the size, if you want it to be vertical, if you want it to be higher resolution, and then you just have to hook up your API key, which charges like a few cents per image. Not even that. It's super cheap. So that's another option for more professional. But Gemini works fine just for like creating mock-ups and exploring ideas. So let's drop that in. All right. That was fun. I think we'll have to return to that one and maybe some of the physical product things.
Are you going to do a part 2 for this one?
I don't know. I'll do some experimenting for sure. What I might do is like test out some of my old prompts and try them with this brand. And then that's the challenge with the AI right now is there's so much experimenting, but just from a simple note, like if I did just purely take one of these and drop it in, I'd be curious.
Yeah. And if you guys are branding or rebranding, or you have clients that you need to rebrand them, highly, highly recommend you get the mood board method. And if you already have the mood board method, consider upgrading to the Brand Builder Club.
Yeah,
which
we're
gives
doing.
you the whole system.
Yeah, and just on that note, we are doing a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff planned next year in the club. And the difference is the mood board course will get you all the stuff you've seen today and get you that like foundation, which is super key to get at least up and running and have clarity of what you're doing. But the next phases are actually creating the marketing content, your sales funnels, and then improving the way you make your money and deliver value, and trying to scale that by building different types of income streams, or just streamlining what you already are doing. Like what we've done last year is basically created a whole second income stream, because all this mood board process was built to help us and our team streamline our workflow with our private clients, with our agency. We productized that as a product, and then we got our YouTube going. We got sales funnels in place, email marketing, and a product that can help people without me having to spend any time with them. And that, if you want to do any of that, pretty much everyone nowadays can do that. Whether you have a full-time job, whether you're a business owner, everyone can benefit from building an authority brand, and really should be doing this, because it does make your marketing much more effective and easier. It makes sales and conversions easier, and it can help you start to build, at least optimize your current income, and then add new streams of income as well. And that's kind of what AI can do now, right? Like AI is making all of this faster and easier if you have some of these pieces in place. So I'd recommend starting here with this foundation, because it makes all of that easier. All right. Did we try a couple of these? Let me just take a look.
Cute.
It's changing it way too much. I may have to go and revisit that prompt to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the creativity. That was just, yeah, this is more of a creative one. So I kind of like what it's doing there. That's pretty fun. Luna dark chocolate. Ooh, that does make me want to buy that. So
yeah. Well, this has been really fun. We love doing these. I'll join Andrew on a few of them. And then, of course, Andrew will do a few of them on his own. But let us know if you want us to do your brand. There's a link on the mood board, right? If you become a customer of the mood board method, there's like an application, correct?
Yeah. There's let me pull it up for you guys.
But you have to give us consent. Like some people were like, don't say my name, or don't,
The name's fine, but
I know, but give us consent so we can publicize this on YouTube.
Yeah, if you don't say I can share it, then
we're not going to pick you. We're just not.
Maybe one day it'll be like after everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the course, and I just want to point this out to anyone who has the course. Over here, you can go through like the basic steps, teaches you more about the stuff I kind of went through really quickly today. Over here, though, this is really powerful. This is that whole library of all those prompts I showed you. And you also have all those scene generator prompts, which are over here for like creating these kind of mock-ups. And then you also have style transfer, which is a really, really cool, you want to check that one out. This is really cool stuff. I'll be showing more of that soon with other demos. I have actually a video, I think, on our YouTube channel showing you that. Nano Banana stuff. And then down here, you can fill out this form, and it will just have you fill out some info, and then I could potentially showcase your brand.
Okay. I'm like, where's the application? Yeah. I'm sure you don't want to show it.
It's down. That's fine. I don't know what's in there, so I'll just.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
All right. Bye.
See you guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you want more of this. Check out the other videos and get the mood board method course if you want to get in there and do it yourself. Until next time, take care.